Hi everyone, John and Alex here from the shop. Just wanted to take you through some coaching opportunities that we thought we'd create tonight, and obviously wanting to make sure that everyone's safe, and obviously keeping yourselves in interest in the game. And we're all struggling really, not for that we're not playing and we're not coaching, but we thought we'd put this together for you. We're going to go through a wedge sort of presentation, given different ball flights, and the ones that we're going to concentrate on is the high shot and the low shot with the wedge. We're going to give you some video, we're going to give you some TrackMan numbers and some different techniques for you to take away with. So hopefully with a bit of our expertise and you in front of your PC enjoying it, this should turn out to be something that you might find useful.
So here we have the setup for a high shot. Ball position is forward of centre to encourage a shallow angle of attack. We've got no shaft lean, so the handle is level with the golf ball. And in the next slide we'll talk to you a little bit about what the in-swing principles are with this shot. So we've got John here pitching a few into our net in the garden. As he takes the club away, you'll notice that he starts to hinge his wrists. When he gets to kind of the top of his backswing position, his left arm is parallel to the floor, his club is pointing to the sky, which is showing him lots and lots of hinge. That's needed to deliver more loft into the golf ball. He's nice and static with his lower body, and he's trying to keep that hinge in his wrists into the downswing. He's then promoting a little bit of tiny bit of shaft lean, but not much at all, because you don't want to reduce the static loft and dynamic loft on the club face. And his finish, as you can see, is a very high finish. The ball's landing towards the top of the net, showing it's quite a high ball flight. You might have heard this before, it's an L to L swing. So he's got an L position in his backswing and an L position in his follow through position to help that ball go high. So on this screen we've got the TrackMan numbers from the high shot. The main ones we're going to look at the dynamic loft, the launch angle and the attack angle. Like I said earlier, the attack angle is how much you hit down or up into the golf ball. So this shot here is very shallow into the golf ball due to that ball position. We've got the dynamic loft, which is the loft to impact. That's coming out 39 degrees, so it's going to launch the ball quite high. We've got a launch angle here of 30 degrees, which is where the ball's launched off the club face relative to a flat surface. And you'll see later on, as we compare these numbers to a lower flight, you'll see how they've changed.
So this image here just shows how the setup is for the lower ball flight. You can see I've moved the ball further back and I've got the shaft lean going forward, and that's effectively just taking the loft off the club ready for the flight that I'm trying to produce. So on this pitch, I've moved the ball position a little bit further back, but you'll notice that I don't hinge as much, and then as I come through I'm really trying to chase the ball down the target line, and I'm trying to hold on to that follow through position, and it actually gets a little bit shorter. So I'm heading more down into the ball. I'm trying to keep the grip in front of the ball at impact, and I'm trying to really extend and keep that ball flight down. So here, as Alex was saying earlier, is the TrackMan numbers for the lower ball flight, and they're significantly different. The club head speed is almost identical across the two of them. One was 47, this is 48. But now look at this, the dynamic loft, as Alex was saying, that's the loft of the club face at impact, has gone from 39 to 27 with the same golf club. And that's because of the way that I address the ball and where I have the shaft lean. And subsequently that causes the launch to be so much lower, so I've gone from 30 to 20, so I've a 10-degree change. And then finally this number here, this 5.4 down, well I was 1 down on the higher shot, and I'm 5.5 virtually down on this one. So everything is taking the loft off, and I'm really attacking the angle of the club, getting really sort of in front of the ball. But the carry distances were almost identical as well, so we're both 55, 54, 55 yards. So we've created the same speed and the same carry, but we've produced it from incredibly different numbers in terms of the dynamic loft and the launch angle. and that's what gives you the different flight. And interestingly enough, and a lot of people think the more you hit down on the ball, you create more spin. Well, the spin is actually less on this one. So it's 4.3 as opposed to 4.8, so 4,300 as opposed to 4,800 on the higher one. And that can be down to shaft lean. It often takes the spin off the golf ball, because you're effectively bringing the club face more into the back of the ball rather than more obliquely underneath it, reducing the spin. So some great learnings there for us all, really.
So this is me hitting the high shot from front view. As you can see, I'm not having any shaft lean at addressed position, so my hands are level with the club head. And as I take the golf club away from the ball, the first move is almost with my wrists. I'm trying to hinge those wrists as much as possible. I'm trying to get that L position, that club head pointing to the sky. Coming back into impact, I've still got hinge in my wrists, and I'm almost trying to repeat that finish position to my backswing. I'm trying to get those wrists hinging to maintain the loft on the club, to get that dynamic loft high and get that ball launching high. This is a good shot sometimes to play when the green's up above you. You need to get the golf ball up higher than where you are at the minute. Then it's good to use your wrist to get that shot up to where you need it to go. So on this one, it's me hitting the lower shot. Obviously I've got my ball position at the back of my stance. I've got my shaft leans, so hands are ahead of the golf ball. And you can see on this one now I'm a lot wider as I take the golf club away. I'm not using my wrist to take it away. I'm almost using my body as a bit of an engine for this shot rather than using my wrists and my hands. You can see through into the finish position. I'm trying to get nice and wide. I'm trying to extend that golf club to the target and try not to get those hands hinging as much in that through swing, to try and keep that ball flight down, and like we said earlier, trying to keep that dynamic loft down and that launch angle down. This is a great shot to use when it's windy, and it's really good shot to have in the bag.
That pretty much concludes today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. We certainly enjoyed putting it together for you. Any questions, do come back to us. You can contact us through IG, and we'd love to answer any of your questions. We've got plenty of time to do so, so we look forward to hearing from you, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much.